What's up, guys? It's Jay, and today at Canine State of Mind, we're sharing 3 tips to help you raise your puppy to become the perfect canine companion. Tip number 1, in the beginning especially, everything must be on your terms. And what I mean by that is every resource must come from you. Everything from affection to food, to toys, to water, to going on a walk must come from you. If someone else gives your dog affection, it must be with your permission. And everything on your terms means that your dog should not be able to come up to you and solicit attention and get affection. They should have to be called to you and invited to you to get affection. They should have to be let out the door with the word okay or whatever release words you want to use. You should have to release them to eat after you put their food down. They shouldn't just be able to go eat. So everything comes from you. If, for example, if you leave your food down, their food down, and they're able to leave the room and come back and leave the room and come back, they don't know that you went to the store and bought the food and you have a receipt for the food. They just know that every time they come back, the food's still there. So they're in control of the food. So you have to look at everything from their eye. So from a canine perspective, this is a huge deal of who controls the resources. If it's not you, it's them. So if you don't control the resources, in their eyes, you're not a leader. And by a leader, I mean a parent. I mean someone who's in control, someone who's looking out for their safety, someone who has their best interest at heart, someone who can protect them. That's what a leader is, and that's what they view as a leader. So if they don't view you as a leader, you don't have the respect portion of it. It's trust, love, and respect. And if you don't have this trust and respect, or even the respect, then you're not going to get a well-balanced dog, and you're not going to get the obedience that you need, and you're not going to get a dog that's well-behaved, because the dog's going to think that they're responsible for their own well-being, for their own safety, and that's not what they want. They want to feel comfortable and they want to feel safe. So in order for them to feel safe, they need clear leadership, clear and concise leadership. And for that to happen, you need to communicate to them in a way that they understand. There's a lot more I can go into about this. You know, there's a lot to go into about toys, water, food, walks, everything like that, and affection. But for the majority of everything, you just want to make sure that everything's on your terms and you are in control of every resource. So if you say it's okay to go eat, it's okay to come out the door, it's okay to come over to me and get affection, then everything's on your terms. And that's where you're going to get the respect from. But if everything's on their terms, if they bolt out the door, if as soon as you put the food bowl down, they rush to it and they're allowed to walk away, and when they come back it's still there, they're in control of it. They don't know that you provided that food. They don't know that you provided those toys that are always down on the ground. So you need to pick them up every once in a while. Tip number 2, start basic obedience training as soon as possible. So as soon as possible would be the day you get your puppy. Your puppy is never too young for you to start basic obedience training. Their brains are like a sponge. They can start absorbing things right away. The thing you want to be careful of is making the sessions too long. If the sessions are too long, then you're not going to get anywhere, because their level of attention, their attention span is not that long. But if you do a few 5, 10, 15-minute sessions throughout the day, not only are you teaching them obedience and the commands you're teaching them, but you're also building a bond, you're also building a relationship with them that's going to be the foundation for later in life with your trust, your respect, and your loyalty. So no matter what you teach them, it doesn't matter if you hire a trainer right away or if you decide to do it on your own, or both. If you're watching this video, then you can start today by just teaching your dog how to sit. And there's plenty of resources out there that show you how to teach your dog how to sit. So just by doing that a few times a day, you're building a foundation of trust and respect and loyalty. Tip number 3, teach impulse control. And what I mean by this is have your dog practice impulse control on a daily basis. And this is going to go along with tip number 1 and tip number 2. And this is the good part about these tips, is they all go together and you can use them all at the same time basically. But impulse control is something that has to be strengthened. It's like a muscle. It's not something that you just have. It's something that you have to work out on a daily basis for it to get stronger. So by having your dog wait to eat, by having your dog wait to go out the door when they're excited, and by having your dog wait for anything that they're excited for, is practicing impulse control. And this is going to help down the line with every command you try to teach, because it just comes down to impulse control. If your dog understands a command but still cannot obey it, it's because they cannot control their impulse to move or to not do what you're asking them to do. So for example, pulling on the leash. If your dog knows that you want them to walk right next to you, but they still don't do it, it's because they can't control their impulse to walk faster, to pull. If your dog knows that you want them to stay and they know what stay is, you've clearly taught them, but they still can't stay for longer than 15-20 seconds, it's because they have no impulse control. So the more they practice this, the more you'll build it up and the better they'll get at it, and the more impulse control they have, the easier it's going to be to teach them every command you can think of. This is just the foundation. You have to gradually go into obedience after this, and of course you have to potty train your puppy and everything like that, but this is the foundation of raising your puppy, the behind the scenes to say of what it takes to raise a puppy that's going to be well behaved in the future, well balanced, not have any behavioral issues, not have any real issues, just a good, well balanced dog. The goal is to have a dog that can be a great companion and that we can give the freedom to be a dog. When it comes down to it, you have to start with the foundation. Everything has to start with the foundation. And this is the foundation for raising a puppy that becomes the perfect canine companion. So follow these 3 tips, leave your comments below, how they worked out, write them down, give me some feedback, what can make this video better, what I'm missing, if I'm missing anything, and what else you would like to see or what else you would like to know about. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe for more videos just like this, and we'll see you next time.